When last we spoke, we were back in Morro Bay again. So we have stayed in 3 parks in Morro Bay. Morro Dunes, Rancho Colina Ranch, and Morro Strand. Which is your favorite?
Morro Strand.
And which is your favorite and why?
It just, I don't know, I liked that it was smaller. And I liked the crowd that stayed there better.
I have 100% agree.
Daisies blooming, sundress swaying in the breeze. I can't stop staring. You've put a spell on me.
It was quiet. You could hear faintly in the background the chimes for the school when like a class was out, but just enough that you're like.
And it's still plenty close enough to the ocean and stuff. I mean, we still walked.
You guys are so silly. What's going on, Gigi? Why do you have your... Well, she doesn't need to have her head turned like that, right? Oh no, there, she turned it back around. Stay, Jimmy, get down.
But we only had a week there, and then we were headed to Santa Cruz, but we couldn't get immediately into Santa Cruz. We had to stop in Moss Landing for a night. Another one-night stand.
Got miles behind us, but miles to go, so let's just break this down to the simplest truth.
We were going to take the one up the coast and stop and see all the beautiful things that had been recommended to us. When we went to Hearst Castle, which was in the last video, we saw a sign that talked about the one being closed, and we were like,
what is this?
So sure enough, we started planning the route, and the one was and still is closed.
You know something? Nothing for you!
So no one.
But RV Trip Wizard didn't tell you that, right?
RV Trip Wizard didn't tell us
Didn't you have to go to Google Maps and then like zoom way in before you found that it was closed? It's like there was no,
yeah.
there was nothing telling us it was closed.
I was trying to get a Google Maps route, and it kept taking us around the other way.
Oh, that's right. But it didn't say why.
And it didn't say why until I turned on the traffic view.
Oh.
And then we noticed all the little red dots. So evidently with all the rain, it washed the road out, and it will not be done until December of this year.
Yeah.
Come back 1 year.
The whole reason we took this trip.
So we couldn't wait that long. So we went around and
Missed a whole bunch of good crap. We did.
Rancho Colina.
there it is.
Rancho
We'll
Colina.
still call it Colina Ranch.
I know. So you know how like in that park, checkout time was 11, check-in time's at 1. I wonder if there's that 2-hour buffer, because it's not like they have to clean rooms, but
Right.
just to make sure that everybody gets out.
Tune in and break away. Forget our fear of what comes after. We'll hold on for better days. Let our past begin to shatter. Days like these, we can see the way to live out a new chapter.
can't accept the loss, I'm hard-headed. There's a little bit of madness to my method. Many falling off that fine line.
Certainly wasn't speeding.
Fine line that I'm treading. I risk anything to be great, and I'm not letting no.
Everybody simmer down now.
So Moss Landing was a very nice park. Again, this was a KOA Express, which is not like a Holiday Inn Express. Are you smarter for staying in one? You know, like, well, I'm not an engineer, but I stayed in a Holiday Inn Express last night. You've never seen that commercial?
No, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm sorry, I don't know what you're talking about.
You did it? You solved Corman's enigma. How did you do it, Professor?
No, I'm not a professor. I'm just here to see my daughter. But I did stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night.
But it had everything we need, which was pretty much
and it had
full hookups.
Concrete pads and grass and trees, and it was pretty. It was right by a harbor.
Yes, so we did that.
It was very pretty.
How fun is that? Right out the back. She's gonna go get that bird. Wow.
How fun is that?
That's pretty fun. That's pretty darn fun.
Right under.
So, you know, one night stand there, and then off to Santa Cruz. Oh, hi. Ret to go?
Ret to go. In the words of Living Our Vision.
Yep.
We're ret to go.
Ret to go. Leaving Moss Landing.
It's a nice little one-night stand.
At 12 o'clock.
At the KOA.
Right now.
Wow, look at that. Right at checkout time. Man, that's early for us.
That is early for us.
Super early. But it was a very nice little place.
It was really super nice. Tow mode engaged.
Ready. Greta's ready.
Camera's not on.
Got lights on. Jimmy's
Turned
ready.
On, plugged in. Halfway there.
You sound like an IT guy.
Let's map our way there. Hope we got everything.
Hope so too.
There's now.
This is a really nice little park. Grass was very nice. Huh?
There's not very many spots.
No, it's a very small park. Right by the harbor. We walked over there to the harbor this morning and then out onto the beach. But yeah, it's just nice and green.
Now turn left and then immediately turn
here will soon learn that we are crazy, overwhelmed and in love with anything green. You know, just like people that live back east, they come out to the desert and they fall in love with the cactus
and
the rocks
Moss Landing Road.
and the dirt. We just want trees and green grass. Moss Landing Road. The Hathaway enchilada. It's probably hot. Old post office, antiques, cute.
Now
Okay.
turn left.
I could use a little more time here, apparently. We were told to eat at Phil's Snack Shack.
After 800 feet, turn left
It was
onto the
closed.
Rio Highway.
No. It was closed yesterday, so another time. Bye, Phil's.
Now we get to go try and cross that road.
Sea otter crossing. Well, how fun would that be?
Super.
Why do they cross the road?
To get to the other side. Right into the Oh. And it was less than an hour away, so we had to be out of the park at 11, but couldn't be in Santa Cruz until noon, and it was like a 40-minute drive. So we're cruising along, and at one point you even asked me, why are we driving so slow?
I'm wondering, it's nothing, I have no problem, but why are you choosing to go so much slower today?
Just to kill time.
Oh, okay. That makes sense, see? Because here's what I was thinking. I was like, he's worried about Larry. Something's wrong with Larry, and I was starting to freak out. Yes.
And who thought something was wrong with the truck?
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, just killing time, because I follow the rules, and I don't like to get there before check-in time. We could have, because there was nobody there. One thing to note, 4,000 Trails Santa Cruz Ranch RV Resort, but they assigned us a site there. We rolled into Santa Cruz, and the very next day, I had to fly back to Phoenix to take care of some things. So I did just a literal day trip. Got up at 3:30 in the morning, drove up over that pass. But I had a 6:15 departure. But the San Jose airport is in a quiet zone, and planes can't take off until 6:30. So we sat on the runway waiting until 6:30.
Seriously?
So our 6:15
I do remember you
departure
telling
could
me
go.
that. That's so stupid.
Yeah, so that is kind of ridiculous. I did a contract 23 years ago when Seagate was still a thing, Seagate hard drives, and it was in Scotts Valley, which is where the Santa Cruz Ranch RV Resort is. And I remember people had, was there even YouTube? They had websites, and they would talk about all of the wrecks going up over that pass and how bad the traffic was, because it is still that way, and it was under construction. So I'm going through at 4 in the morning, pitch dark, mostly unfamiliar road construction, windy roads. She's just now finding out about how bad the roads were.
Yeah.
Surprise.
Rude.
I think I mentioned something about horrible roads. So flew back late that night and drove back up over the pass back into Scotts Valley.
Several days later.
We went to see the mystery spot. Who knew? It's not really a big mystery.
Kind of hyped up a little bit. I mean, it's a pretty drive to go back there, you know, but it's just kind of weird. I don't know. And it was too people-y. It was way too people-y.
Ticket check. God.
You understand what I'm saying? Having dinner outside.
Pardon me.
You guys asked me 12:30?
We bought our tickets online to get there, and then we showed up, and they're like, okay, you have to go stand in this line inside the gift shop because it
Which was a mile long.
It was terrible. Because it's not people-y enough that they have the outside ticket booths going yet, evidently. And the gift shop was packed.
Was this a Saturday? It had to have been a Saturday.
It was a Saturday. And there were so many people in line, and then...
So he went and stood in the line.
Did.
I don't remember why I walked out to where the gate was where you go into the thing, and there was a tour guide out there just, you know, telling people, you know, come on in, whatever. And this one gal says something about, where do I get my tickets for this? And he goes, you don't have a ticket? She goes, no. He goes, just come on in. I was like, what? So I walked up and said,
What about, we were on the 12:30 tour. Where's that one?
and I said, is this the 12:30 tour? And he goes,
You missed your tour?
and I said,
Apparently, because there's this line that we didn't know about, but we bought our tickets online.
he goes, and I said,
But my husband's in there now standing in the line.
He says, well, go get him.
so I'm walking over there screaming for him, and he screamed for you. And anyways, so we got to scoot in on that one.
George just wanted that flat land right out there, but his wife said no. She told him he had to buy both that and that hill as part of a package deal. So they got into a fight because he wanted that and she wanted both, but then he compromised and bought both. Pretty smart. Right?
Good man.
Kids look real lost on what that means. Guys, it's pretty simple. Go home and ask your parents, and they're going to tell you there's someone who's always right, and then there's dad, okay? And the fourth thing is all these strange things seem to only happen within a circle of 150 feet. And the center is that cabin right up there. So, some of you looked a little shocked there. Don't worry about it. I'm kind of used to that. I've been called every name that you can possibly think of. They've called me the Walmart version of Jack Sparrow. Kids, this is what your freshman year of college is going to feel like. This thing right here is called a pendulum, and they swing both ways like most of this town. But it should be equally as tough to push it both ways, but keep in mind, this right here is the center of that force which pushes outwards, okay? So dude, push it that way as far as you can. Is it pretty easy, bro? Tight, now push it that way. Is it a lot tougher? Now this right here, there's no tricks with it. This is 33 pounds of solid lead. There's no magnet with this, and also because it's lead, you can't lick this. I'm looking at you. Alright? Because a long time ago, a young boy licked this, and now he works here.
I think it's really, really fun for kids.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it really wasn't that fun for my knee. You know, the whole, because you're leaning and everything's just leaning, and it's cool, I guess. It is.
I feel like I have a bad attitude.
What did you think about it?
It was very people-y, that's what I thought. And, you know, it's kind of like riding a log flume. If you're there and you've got some kids with you and they're screaming and everything's fine, but you don't want to ride the log flume by yourself.
I don't really want to ride the log flume at all, especially when the water gets on you.
And then we went to the covered bridge. And as I mentioned, I was there 23 years ago. I got a really cute picture of my daughter leaning on the bridge. So we recreated that a couple of times with Jim and me. out, by the way.
Jimmy!
Come here.
How did you get out of that? Here, hold.
Got her.
Gigi. How did you do that?
He wiggled right out, didn't he? How did he slip right out of that?
I have no idea.
Because he slipped out forward.
And I know his legs were in it.
All right.
I have a picture of that. Come on. That is so cool.
Yay.
That's so cool.
It's a big old covered bridge.
Do you remember where the Emily spot was?
It was in one of these windows.
Are there open windows? They don't look like they're open.
They don't.
I know it was open in the picture. Oh wait, there's one.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Pretty sure it was an open window. It could have been down on one of those ends.
Look, doors like this in my house. You know, if I had a house.
It was fun. It's just a cute little piece of history. Or was it?
Wait, back to the
boardwalk?
bridge. What's
Okay.
the thing about the bridge? What's the history of the bridge? Because there's something about that bridge. It's like, you know, like the longest or the oldest or the tallest or the widest, something. You told me there's something about that bridge.
I don't remember now.
Never mind.
But we'll put the plaque here, and
You can read it for
you
yourself.
can read it for yourself, and maybe I'll highlight it or something. There's something about the bridge. Built in 1892 to 93 and believed to be the tallest covered bridge in the country, it stood as the only entry to Felton for 45 years. In 1937, it was retired from active service to become a pedestrian bridge and figured prominently in many films of that period. After suffering damage in the winter storms of 1982, it was restored to its original elegance in 1987 using native materials and local talent. And then we drove out to the, was it a boardwalk? A pier? I don't know what the difference is between a boardwalk and a pier. Maybe a pier is just, doesn't have shops on it. Okay, if you know what the difference is, let us know.
It was a
I don't.
dock. It was a drivable thing that went out into the ocean, and it had shops on it and little restaurants and stuff. But we could drive out there and park out there.
We did.
Get him, Gigi. Oh, good girl, good girl. Get him. Get him. Get him, Gigi. Get him, Gigi. Get him, Gigi. Get him, Gigi. Get him. Oh, good girl. Good girl, Gigi. Good girl. Good girl. Get him. Get him. Get him. Get him. Get him. Get him, Gigi. Get him, Gigi. Get him, Gigi. Get him, Greta. Get him. Get him, Greta. Get him. Get him. Go get him.
Where's the hairball?
Oh, please don't say goodbye. I will wait for you, however long you want me to. Just please don't say goodbye. Every time you say goodbye, every time you say goodbye.
Oh, the Umtongi fly action going on there. There's a dog coming out, by the way.
Jimmy!
Come here.
What the hell?
How we doing? Oh, so vicious.
Do this and hold him. And have enough hands. One more reason why a stroller would be nice. Who cares if they can't sniff and smell? I don't. Just a man and his Starlink. Keeping it all nice and clean and shiny.
It had sap.
It had what?
Sap on it.
Oh no, not
I know.
sap.